Okay, Rockstar wants you to believe that this new opportunity mission, stealing the Covington Emerald, is more complicated and interesting than you think. They even made a newswire post in which they are sharing awesome tips. Actually, these tips made me laugh, because you know what, for last 3 days I've been testing this opportunity mission. And while I found a lot of interesting things, like an easy way to complete this mission and steal the emerald without alarming the guards, or new interesting features that I actually enjoyed. By the way, for some reason they are not talking about it in this newswire post. But overall I would say that this new mission is just not good. It's a lazy content, it's not a heist from GTA, you know, no, it's a buggy mess. And even more, it's obvious that no one from Rockstar even played this mission, because tips that they are giving us in this newswire are just pathetic. I will explain you why later. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that most players completed this opportunity mission with just a use of brute force. That's what I've done for the first few times. Even on Ruthless it's not that hard, because you still have tonics, you still have painted black, so it's pretty easy. But this mission is supposed to be designed for the new players, and new players don't have too many tonics, ability cards and stuff like that, so there is an easy way to complete it. First of all, go to this point of interest, they are shown on minimap with these little white dots, and start listening to the conversation. You don't even need to listen to the whole conversation, just few words will be enough. At some point the best place for the trap will be shown on the minimap. You can write directly there, or first you can go to the second point of interest, the place where two workers are talking about the fireworks. I've tested this many times, and for some reason even knowing about these fireworks dramatically increases the chances that train will leave the station earlier, so you will not have to wait for too long. Anyway, then just write to the point where you're gonna set the trap. Put this wagon on the railroad and hide somewhere here from the left side of the road, but not too far away. That's important, because if you're not gonna see a wagon when train will arrive, or you will be too far from the wagon, train might just ignore it. I mean, after all, it's a high quality content for 25 Capitale, and they've spent like 7 months on developing it. Right. So if you hide in not too far from the wagon, the train will stop, but don't worry, no NPC will even bother to removing this wagon, they will just completely ignore it. And even more, guards will not be alarmed or something, they will continue standing on their places without even moving, and they will be looking only at one direction. Anyway, keeping some distance, run to the tail of the train until you will see this point of interest, 2 dots. It's a Prisoners, beautiful game design decision from Rockstar, but we gonna talk about this later. Now all you need to know is that you want to enter the train at the end of the wagon where these prisoners are. By the way, you don't even need to crouch here, I just do it for all player reasons. Anyway, get on the train and start killing the guards one by one with use of bow, just aim to the head. One important thing that you need to know, chest with the emerald might be located in different wagons. I'm not quite sure whether it's random or not, but when I was playing on Xbox, each time on a Ruthless difficulty, chest was located in the closest wagon, while on a PC I always needed to move further. It's important just because you can easily kill all the guards without breaking stealth, except those two who are staying in the wagon with the chest, because they are stayed too close to each other. And the biggest problem is, if you will have the same variant of this mission as I had on a PC, you will almost not be able to see the second guard. But it's still possible to complete this mission in stealth. To do it, you need to try to aim to the guards that you barely see and kill him, and then within 3 seconds, extremely fast, kill the second guard with only 1 headshot. Because if you kill the second guard with few shots, or let's say executing him, even if it will be super fast, there still will be alarm. And by the way, just in case, I always was killing the guard from the next wagon, so there was no one around to, you know, make this alarm, but it still will be if you're not gonna kill these 2 guards in stealth. Anyway, once you're gonna kill the guards in a proper way, you can pick up emerald, cautiously leave the train, because remember there are still some police officers left, run a little bit away from the train, call your horse and just deliver the emeralds, that's it. But you might say, wait a second, there are so much more in this mission, like Rockstar are telling us about it, there are fireworks, prisoners, chests, all this stuff, so probably there are way more ways to complete it. And that's the fun part actually, because you know what, all the stuff that I just mentioned is useless, it exists for no reason at all. So if you look looking for some good laughs and also want to see how much of a low quality this content is, well, I have something for you. But first of all, I want to say about one positive moment, probably the only positive moment that I found during my tests. If during this mission you will get disconnected or game will crash, or let's say you're gonna have this infinite loading screen, and by the way, all these issues happened to me during my tests. Anyway, if this will happen, you can start the game again, go to the quest giver, and if you will do it faster than in 20 minutes, you will be able to play this mission once again for free. By the way, neither Rockstar nor game itself is telling you about this feature, so I lost a lot of Capitale before I occasionally found out about this. Anyway, Rockstar is telling us, visiting the post office and collecting the manifest from the clerk will reveal the location of other valuables, including one stored in the area. In my opinion, it's a pretty bad game design. It's not connected to our mission itself. It's not gonna help us to steal this emerald by any means. There are some tonics and cheap jewelries in these chests. So it's basically a time killer, something to do while players are waiting for train to start moving. Also, there are fireworks in the docks, and if you're gonna use it, it will, distract some guards. But the funny part is, these guards that will be distracting, they are like protecting nothing. You can stealthy get on the train without using fireworks. You just need to aim to the point where, you see these prisoners. And you can hide inside of the train and it will be moving and no one will ever see you. Using fireworks is not giving you any other stealthy methods of getting on the train, but you know what it does? First of all, it increases chances that your game will crash. It happened twice on my PC and both times it happened right after I used fireworks. Maybe it's just a coincidence, who knows, but in any way, even finding out about these fireworks, listening to these walkers, will make train to leave Saint-Denis much faster. And again, it's not always works like this. I see no logic behind it. Maybe it's designed to be random, I don't know, because Rockstar are telling us you might not have much time before the train's scheduled to pull out. Consider whether you want to be on the train when it leaves or you are happy to catch up. But from my experiments, each time when I was going directly to the trap, it took a lot of time for train to start moving. While when I was going for fireworks first, sometimes I couldn't even catch up the train after that because he was departed from the station so early. I mean, maybe I've missed something, but I've tested it as much as I could and I see no reason for these fireworks to exist. I mean, you can get on the train without it with no problem and not break your stealth. But the weirdest thing is, like now I'm quoting Rockstar, the train is also transporting a couple of hooked prisoners who might be willing to aid you in your efforts against the law, should you feel moved to free them from their constraints. And I've spent most of my time testing different methods of completing this mission with help of these prisoners, because it's intriguing. And you know what? The only reason for these prisoners to exist, in my opinion, is to show you a place where you can enter the train safely. I mean, it makes perfect sense that no one is really guarding the place where they hold two prisoners. No one even watches these prisoners. I mean, look at this dude. He always watches in the opposite direction, he never turns around and he clearly cannot hear a word. Anyway, if you will set them free while train is on the station or moving, they will just start attacking police officers, and that's fine. But the problem is, there will be an alarm and all police officers are starting to looking for you for some reason, even if you hiding while these prisoners are trying to kill police officers. And by the way, they cannot do much harm to the guards and usually they will just die in a few seconds. So they're not gonna help you too much, and it doesn't matter whether you're trying to do it with a brute force or in stealth. Okay, but I thought if we will set them free after stopping the train, they will start running away and some police officers will chase them. But no, they just run away and that's it. They're useless, completely useless. So my opinion is, these chests, prisoners, fireworks, they exist for only one reason: to distract you, to make you think that this opportunity mission is something bigger, that there is some depth in it. But no, it's just a pretty simple PvE mission with not impressive payout, with questionable game design decisions like, you know, this police officer spawning in the middle of a field, or guards that are completely ignoring what's happening around them, but with help of some weird magic that can make an alarm even if there is no one around left. I hope I'm wrong about the fireworks and about the prisoners. I hope I missed something, despite the fact that I played this mission countless times. I was trying to, you know, to solve this riddle, but there is no riddle, it's just nothing. Anyway, if I missed something, let me know in the comments. And as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, like, subscribe, до свидания.